Are you really a mobile game video? Now just my titles kill me sometimes, but you know what? It kills me that some of you guys might not have Lady Mikage. Like me, the intercontinental mobile game video whaling champion out there, whatever you want to call it. I want to make sure we talk about this. For a lot of people watching, I might be preaching to the choir, but I know some of you guys might be joining us here in Raid Shadow Legends for the first time, and we got some incredibly powerful events to get your hands towards a mythical champion, Lady Mikage. And you might be like, Arnold, I don't even play this game. And to that I say, are you even living life at that point if you're not playing Raid? Well, let me help you out with that. There's a link down below, a QR code up above. If you want to take your life to the next level, 1-on-1, people confirm your life will change when you play Raid. I got 4 free champions. Here's my link down below and the QR code up above. Now, people, who is Lady Mikage, you might ask? Only one of the most transformative characters that I'm using pretty much on a daily basis here. This is, you know, there's a variety of milestones when you're playing Raid Shadow Legends. You know, first thing you're coming to the game, you want to do the campaigns, the Arbiter missions, and you want to make sure you're killing it in the Demon Lord clan boss. Like, those are kind of like your core 3 things. But while you're doing all that, you want to also be able to make progress towards getting Lady Mikage, one of the targeted fusions that you could do for a mythical, because getting your hand on a mythical otherwise is a little bit complicated. Now, of course, there are some champions, like I recently got Empress, which you get from doing the Chimera, right? But for the most part, a lot of people, their first mythical that they end up getting, unless the 3 wacky numbers help them out, they're getting Lady Mikage, and we have some really awesome events going on if, well, you have some ancient shards laying around. Yeah, one of the pros and cons about Raid, I'm always torn. One of the things I love about Raid, every single time I start a new account, it's going to be a different experience, right? You're going to get different champions. The downside is if you're trying to get a champion, well, there's not a lot of targeted ways to do so. That's why we get events like this that matter a lot. Now, yes, okay, I'll spend money another time. Not right now. I'm trying to make a video. We have these guaranteed champion events going on that help you move towards the Lady Mikage fusion requirements. If you don't know what the fusion requirements are, I don't have it in game, but you'd click on fusion and you would see it there. Otherwise, well, here, let's do this. Pull it up over here. Pull it up. Let me see those requirements. Yeah, these are all your requirements. And we have 3 events going on that's gonna help you get 3 of these characters. So 40 shards per character, right? So we have ways of getting Eelfrig. I think that's that guy right there. Aishma, as well as this lovely lady right here. So 3 of some of the epics that you're gonna need to fuse those 2 legendaries. These are kind of the problematic parts here. Not so much getting the rares, which fuse into the epics. It's getting these epics that fuse into these legendaries. I lucked out. I actually ended up getting her just from a shard opening, so that saved me 4 epic champions. I kind of got a little bit easy. That's the power of the 3 wacky numbers, mind you. So this is gonna be great and essentially knocking out close to half of the epics that you get. A little bit less than that, right? 3/8 of it all here. So bring it up real quick, and it's starting today. So hopefully if you're someone that doesn't have Lady Mikage, you're getting the memo on this. 40 shards. If you don't happen to get the targeted champion by then, boom, guaranteed to get Eelfrig today. Now tomorrow and the next day, we're gonna have back-to-back events following up. So we have 7 more hours at the time of this recording to start making progress towards Eelfrig. If you don't have him, pull up the notes from me, por favor. Let's see, where is it at? There it is, Lady Mikage. Oops, jeez. Okay, all right, I hear you. Yeah. Cool update. Jeez, Louise, Mama Base. Tomorrow, you're gonna be getting Lady Quillen. That is, let me go ahead. I believe Lady Quillen is this one right here. How about I actually just, how about if I actually just double check myself? Lady Quillen, pull it up, baby girl. Yeah, I think that's the one, right? Lady Quillen, that looks like her profile picture down there. Anywho, that's gonna be another one that you get. And then the following day, after another 24 hours, you're gonna get Aishma as well. And Aishma is gonna be, Gary, can you pull it on up for me, please? And thank you. Aishma is gonna be this beautiful character right over here. So not too special on her own, but her number 1 thing is, well, being fused into Lady Mikage. So look at your roster. Obviously, there's 2 things. Thing number 1, well, it's more of 3 things. If you already have Lady Mikage, why are you here? You just like hanging around me, and I appreciate that. Thing number 2, reason not to do this? Well, you don't have Lady Mikage, but you already have, well, one of these guys. Well, maybe you don't have some of the other ones. So kind of look at your roster. It's going to vary roster to roster. Maybe you have Ashma, but you don't have Ilfrig. Okay, well then do the Ilfrig thing that's going on right now. And thing number 3, I think this is going to kind of vary a little bit. You want to save up for maybe the next fusion event that we're going to be having sometime. I'm guessing we'll probably get the kit reveal later on this week. I don't know, whatever it is. You know how it is. They got to make sure they keep us moving along on that hamster wheel and Raid Shadow Legends. Maybe you want to save your ancient shards for the fusions. Generally, here's the thing. It's not like this is a sacred shard opening event where I'd be like, yeah, the trade-off is kind of steep if you open up sacred shards for Lady Mikage requirements. Yeah. Ancient shards, yes, it's an important currency. It's not as easy as the mystery shard. But these are generally the second easiest shard to get in the game. And the best way to use ancient shards are, well, for targeted champions. Things like what you're having today, especially if you're trying to get a mythical, which is a crazy powerhouse addition to your roster. And you can get ancient shards relatively easier than sacreds and void. If this is maybe a void or sacred, I'd be like, yeah, that's a tough trade-off. I could see why you might want to do it. Otherwise, ancient shards, the other best time to open them up is like maybe during 2x events, right? But, I would rather know what I'm getting sometimes than just hope at a 2x I'm going to end up getting some of these requirements here. So, I mean, a grand majority of those requirements for Lady Mikage, I'll end up pulling through ancient void shards. Occasionally, I'll get the epics through the sacred shard as well. But otherwise, if you're someone that's missing these stuff and you're like, I don't know, that's the problem. It's like, I don't know when I'll get any of these characters naturally. This is when an event like this comes in handy. So in total, if you needed all 3 of these, 120 ancient shards at most as a collective, 40 times 3, right? And, it makes some solid progress towards getting those legendaries unlocked. And I could speak personally as my first, I can't remember. It was kind of weird because I got Lady Mikage. I didn't unlock her right away. I think I'm pretty confident she was my first mythical that I got. This is one of those champions I am using every single day. And to be honest, maybe not even to her fullest power. The other day I was doing my first time in Faction Wars, and people were like, dude, Donald. Jeez! God dang! Okay. God, my eardrums. People are like, well, Arnold, you completely forgot about her stun because there was a stun, requirement. And I'm like, oh, shoot, yeah, I forgot she's got stun on her. I'm using her all the time, and there's so much she has from this, her alternate form, which has a lot more control on her, a lot of great support attributes here. And just her main form, I'm using all the time. With her swarm attacks that she's got, awesome. That also gives me crit damage increase, attack increases, calling everyone to assist. This is huge. I'm gonna eventually make a video on one of my boy in this game who literally changed everything. Ty does. This is incredibly important. Being able to increase the duration of all your buffs and also decrease the duration of debuffs. Yeah, that's gonna be super, super nice to have. So I could safely say, if you're someone that doesn't know the power of Lady Mikage, and you're like, yeah, I don't know if she's worth it. For me, if I was in that, and I actually did one of these when I was looking for Lady Mikage, I did one of those targeted champions that's sort of like what they're having right now. It is one of the best ways of using ancient shards, in my opinion. I wish it was maybe a little bit cheaper than 40 sacreds. I think it would have been nice. Yeah, this is me being wishful, hopeful. 20, yeah, that would have been really sweet if it was 20 per character. But I think that if you're trying to make the most out of your ancient shards, working towards a mythical is kind of a big deal. I am Oyo. So just want to make this video real quick for those that might not have her or you don't really understand the power of her. She is a huge deal in Raid Challenge and one of the guaranteed-ish ways of getting the mythical. The only thing that's kind of up in the air when you end up getting all those epics that are required to fuse into the legendary. But hey, you guys let me know. Are you going to be doing this over the next couple days? If you are, I hope that maybe this puts you super close and you end up getting her immediately afterwards. But you know what? Again, you might be like, Arnold, I don't have Lady Mikage. I'm not even playing Raid Shadow Legends. What the heck are you doing? Link down below, QR code up above. I'll hook you up with 4 characters in your roster, starting with the legendary Corrado. Level 15, you get an Ugo. Level 30, you get Tagore. And level 40, Deacon Armstrong. Let's just be real. Basically, a legendary in epic disguise. Thank you so much for stopping by. Best of luck for those that are going for Lady Mikage's little bits and pieces of her requirements. And until we meet again, as I like to say, always remember, it's great to be in the Empire today.
Oh, it's great to be in the Empire today. The sun never sets.